Okay, so let's break down The Resistance by Keith Olbermann, former ESPN golf announcer turned The Resistance. Come on, Keith, bring it on.
So you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to say you're wrong.
Good.
I'm not going to talk about his policies.
I wouldn't listen to
I'm
you
not gonna
anyway.
talk about his promises. I'm not going to talk about whether he's going to cut your taxes or raise them. I'm not going to talk about whether he's
going to
make
cut them.
America great again or crash it and burn it.
Right.
Unlike what you probably think, I'm not trying to get the election overturned. I'm not trying to get Hillary Clinton into the White House.
No? Because that's what you've been trying to do the entire time, Keith.
I'm not claiming the Republican Party won't be there for at least the next 4 years.
Keith, the Republican Party is going to be there the next more than 8 years. The Democrats got blown out.
No. This is about him and you and the
No, this is about you and your special interests and donors that are paying you to make this video and him.
respect for you I start with because you're watching this. You are thoughtful enough to have gotten this far. Frankly, I don't know if I could watch your video.
No, you couldn't, because you don't pay attention to our world. You live in your little liberal bubble, and you don't hear anything outside of it other than what you think from your own stupid people.
So let's go in on the assumption that you're smarter than I am, in which
Don't patronize me, Keith. Stop with the patronizing.
case you already know what my point is going to be.
What? What? What?
I don't know who the political figure would be if our places were reversed. I guess the time I ever got the closest to the position you are in was with John Edwards, who had a problem.
The position that I'm in is we just won the presidency, we won the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. So I don't know what position you're referring to, but we kicked your ass, Keith.
And I didn't see it. And while he was not my first choice, I would have supported him for president. He had what I thought was a great, humane set of policies. And he had a wife who was so smart and had been through so much in life that she probably should have been the candidate instead of him.
Yeah, but instead he cheated on her while she was dying from cancer. And yeah, his career was over. Good judgment, Keith.
Him. And then it turned out John Edwards was a con man who had not only fooled me, he had also fooled her.
Yeah, we're smarter than you.
If Edwards wasn't my version of this, it would have to be Anthony Weiner. I used to have him on my TV show a lot. He gave straightforward, damn the torpedoes kinds of answers you never get from politicians.
Yeah, Anthony Weiner. The bing, 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 bomb, bomb, bomb. I love you, honey.
He disliked the same Republicans I disliked, and he hated the same Democrats I hated. And even after he crashed and burned the first time, and then he tried to run for mayor of New York, I thought, well, he has to have gotten that problem fixed, and he might be a really good mayor. And then it happened again. In fact, it did.
There's no correlation between Donald Trump or Anthony Weiner or John Edwards. You're using these figures in order to create a false comparison, Keith. And I'm seeing right through your bullshit. Continue.
Barely stopped. And the next time I saw him, a year ago, I literally was afraid to shake his hand in case, A, somebody took a picture of it, or B, in case whatever he had...
He's taking a lot of pictures of the bing, bing, bing,
so
bomb, bomb, bomb.
Where you are right now, but close. And you are in a terrible position.
No.
In his opinion,
No, we're actually in a phenomenal position. You're in a terrible position. You have no power in government. You don't have the presidency. Everything Obama, all his illegal executive orders, they're going to be erased on day one. Who's in a bad position, Keith? Who's in a bad position? Say again. Come on.
things you agree with has been elected president and is about to be sworn in, and yet
That's right.
I'm pretty sure you know the problem here. You're smart.
No, and don't patronize. Here comes the, I know you're smart. No, don't patronize me. I don't know what the problem is. It seems like you're the one with the problem, Keith.
And generally speaking, the only person who can fool you is you. You're smart enough to recognize something I saw when I first met this man 33 years ago, and that is this.
What is this jive talk? What is with this? You're like Rachel Maddow. You guys sound the same.
There is something really, really wrong.
What's wrong?
with him.
You're not going to say in this video what's wrong.
Who does this on Christmas Eve? His
Here we go.
tweet was a plug for a documentary about him.
Yes.
Not even a new documentary, a repeat.
Yes. He did it with Harvey Levine or Harvey Levin from TMZ. He was getting viewership on his documentary. It was a great documentary. Harvey did a great job, asked some great questions, and it got a lot of very good acclaim for it. What's the problem, Keith? And watch this, folks. He's about to go right after his Twitter account? Why is he going to go after everything he's going to bring up on the screen right now is going to be his Twitter account? Why would Keith Olbermann continue to attack his Twitter? What is the whole media doing? They're all attacking his Twitter. The reason that is because it's frustrating them. It's keeping them out of the conversation. He's going directly to the people, and he's bypassing people like Keith Olbermann and NBC and CNN, and he's avoiding their filter. He doesn't have to get filtered and then have the news spun, and this is why they're trying to attack his Twitter account. It's unfair for him. For us, it's fantastic, and I'd love seeing this guy frustrated as all hell. Look at that face of frustration. Yeah, that's what happens when you have no voice, Keith. The face of not having a voice in government.
Who does this on Christmas Eve?
People promoting their interview.
Just a photo of himself, not the family.
He sends plenty of family photos.
Kids, not even the vice president.
Go on his pages.
Santa, not Jesus.
He's a family man.
Just him.
You're lying.
Who does this?
Everybody does this.
2 days later, meaning 49 days after the election.
Ooh,
the election
throwing some numbers there. Good for you. These must be facts.
President Obama campaigned hard and personally in the very important swing states and lost. What kind of man does this?
Somebody who's fighting against people that are trying to undermine and delegitimize his presidency. People like you, Mr. PGA Golf. Turn resistance.
You act like you've won before. You don't waste your energy on the guy who's gone in a month anyway.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure Hillary...
Maybe if you're a good guy...
Remember Hillary said that you should lose with dignity? Well, who's not losing with dignity now? And now that he's attacking you, you don't like it too much, do you? Too bad.
Gracious in victory, you're a good winner, at least during the holidays. Happy New Year to all, including to my many enemies, and those who have fought me and lost so badly they just don't know what to do. Love.
He's controlling the dialogue.
Would you write that?
Yeah.
Would you write that?
I probably wouldn't because it's too brilliant.
More people than the other candidate did? Would you call everybody else your enemy?
Yeah, you're the enemy.
Okay, maybe just because when I interviewed him when I was 25 and he owned a football team and I came away muttering to my producer, what's wrong with that guy?
Actually, when you're like 55 and you're dating Katie Tur, who is something around like 19 or 20 years old, there's something a little bit wrong with that, a little bit weird.
Maybe I'm still wrong. Maybe there's nothing really dangerous about a man who has to tell you how much he won by, again and again.
It's actually the Democrats saying how much they won by, even though illegals got issued driver's license. 2.8 illegals about 2 years ago got issued driver's licenses in the state of California. There's your popular vote. And probably many more since then. So, sorry, Keith, you lost that one too.
Again, when he actually didn't win by very much. Maybe that doesn't
won by a lot.
Matter. Maybe from where you sit, it's only about make America great again and America first and always...
No, it's about 307 electoral votes to something like 230 electoral votes for Clinton. That's called a landslide, Keith.
Defending this country because we are right and we need to be loyal to our great nation. Vladimir Putin said today about Hillary and Dems, in my opinion, is humiliating. One must be able to lose with dignity. So true. Great move on delay by V. Putin. I always knew he was very smart. Who defends a Russian dictator ahead of an American president?
Someone who's trying to avoid World War III, which is what Democrats are trying to do by pinning some false hacking on the Russian government. It wasn't the Russians, Keith, and you're about to see that very, very soon coming out. And you're going to look like a complete moron. Trump just pulled us out of World War III. Thanks, Donald.
Any American president or an American politician or half of the people in America
would all be dead if it was for people like you.
President, as much as I hated George W. Bush, I never took Vladimir Putin's side against George W. Bush.
Different times.
Would you do that?
Bush was trying to start war with Russia, sure.
I said I wouldn't yell. I'm not going to.
For no reason?
In my mind, it is possible for you to agree with Donald Trump and still be a good person.
Yes, I fully agree with Donald Trump, and I know I'm a good person, and I don't need you to tell me that.
I think you're my enemy.
Let me run I might be, Keith.
Tweets past you and ask you if you think they were written by a normal guy.
Keeps attacking the tweets. Everything tweets. See that?
Say that I thought I was going to lose the election. Wrong. It all came together in the last week, and I thought and felt I would win big, easily over the fabled 270, 306. When they canceled fireworks, they knew, and so did I.
Exactly. And you keep attacking the tweets because you know that's how Donald Trump controls you. That's his tool to bypass you, and you have to keep attacking his tweets because it frustrates you and your entire pathetic party.
So those tweets are from last Monday. That means it had only been 3 weeks since he got up at one of those victory tour stops.
Oh, here we go.
This one was in West Allis, Wisconsin on December 13th, and he said he thought he was going to lose the election, and he thought he was going to lose the election on the night of the election.
Yeah,
Quote,
people are tense when they're
I
running
go
for
and see my
president.
wife,
I
say,
can only
"Baby,
imagine what
I'll
it's
tell you
probably like going
we're
through.
not going to win tonight because the polls have come out. I always used to believe in those exit polls. I don't believe in them anymore. I said if we're going to lose, I don't want a big ballroom."
Exactly. You just proved Donald's point. All your polling was totally wrong. That's what got proven this entire election was polling was completely wrong. The mainstream media, people like you, Keith, had to go and lie about polls in order to keep Hillary in the race. But the whole time she was down by probably 20 points.
There aren't a lot of choices here, are there? I mean,
Don't tell me what to choose, what choices I have, Keith. Come on. Come on. You're a big boy. I'm a big boy. Talk straight to me. Enough of this jargon.
he either lied in the tweets or at the tour stop in Wisconsin or to his wife that night, or he forgot that he said it.
Yes, he lied to his wife that night.
There's
Here comes the new narrative. He lied to his wife.
him.
Yes, there's something. What, Keith? You never told
Pretend
us.
that there isn't something wrong with
What is wrong?
You have to pretend really hard.
You never defined
I
it.
know you can't say it. I know you don't want to believe it, and I know
You can't
don't
say
believe
it.
this either. But I wish it were not true.
What
But
not
you
true?
Elected a man who is not all there.
What is the problem?
And that
You haven't told us.
End happily for anybody. His
Yeah,
illness,
for you.
and it is an illness. Is putting
What
you at
illness?
risk and your family.
What
at
risk?
And your kids.
He saved us from World
my
War
family,
III.
And everybody we know, the ones we like and the ones we don't. Don't say anything.
Don't
Do anything.
Look at
I
that
don't even want you to admit
condescending
anything to
piece of
anybody
shit.
except to yourself. But you know that someday, probably soon,
got a
something
face I
bad
just
will
want to
happen,
punch.
and whatever he does will make it worse, and it will all be clear.
You're
that he's
making
not
it worse.
healthy enough to
Crybaby.
be president, and they will have to
Little bitch crybaby.
By the way, it will be the Republicans who will have to remove him.
Actually, the Democrats have already been removed, so we have a nice clear path.
Congressman and the Republican
You've been
senators
voted out,
to
Keith.
him.
America said so.
Because this isn't about what he believes in.
It's not what it's about.
This is
Oh,
about the fact that he's not well.
define it. You haven't defined it yet, Keith.
So all I'm asking, all that this video
Please.
has been about,
What are you
is for
asking,
to
Keith?
just
Tell us.
Think about it.
Think about
when
what?
the time comes, because when the Republicans really need to remove him as president,
We have everything. We don't need Democrats. You've already been removed by the American voters.
conservative, or as a Democrat, or as an
yes.
American, or whichever way you describe yourself,
Yes.
it will be a lot easier and a lot safer for all of us
Oh,
if you have
yes,
prepared
safer.
yourself and you help them remove him
Oh, yes, Keith. Bravo.
because he is not well.
Right, and you've yet to define it.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, waste of time. You lose, and you're the bigger loser.